Part 1: Childhood and Education. In Tihi, of ancient Japan, in the mountains of Harima Province, on the banks of a picturesque river, in a modest hut, a boy was born who destined the fate of the entire Japanese people. His name was Miyamoto Musashi. Since birth, the eyes of the planet Nari have been on him. Miyamoto Musashi was the son of the great swordmaster Miyamoto Musashi, who was known for his skill and unsurpassed swordsmanship. The father was lucky enough to raise the son of the heir to his art. From his earliest years, Miyamoto Musashi was surrounded by an atmosphere of martial discipline and skill. Musashi spent every day in hard training, polishing his skills, peering into the world through the prism of the sword. Musashi was a strict mentor, but at the same time a caring father. He taught his son not only the technique of the sword, but also the values of honor, valor, and justice, which every samurai had to embody. Musashi enthusiastically absorbed all the lessons of his father, striving to become a great warrior and imitating his example. Under Musashi's influence and through hard study, Musashi began to discover his talent and natural gift for the sword. His movements became more precise and elegant, and his gaze, full of determination, testified to his inner fire burning in his heart. A new dimension of the world opened up for the young samurai, and this dimension was filled with the art of the sword. But Miyamoto Musashi aspired to more than just swordsmanship. He felt that his path lay much further, towards harmony between the sword and the spirit, towards perfection as a warrior and as a human being. This aspiration inspired him to new achievements and adventures that awaited him ahead. Part 2: The Path to Perfection. As Miyamoto Musashi grew up, he began to realize that his path was not limited to just swordsmanship. He began to understand that true perfection lies not only in the ability to masterfully wield a sharp blade, but also in the development of his spirit and intellect. To this end, he went on a journey to explore the world and get to know himself. His path was full of trials and dangers, but each trial was a lesson for him. Each obstacle was a new challenge. He participated in numerous battles, where each duel was for him not only a test of his swordsmanship skills, but also a test of his endurance and character. Musashi met various martial artists on his way, studied their methods and philosophy. He understood that there were many different schools and styles in the world, and each of them carried its own unique wisdom and secrets. From day to day, from fight to fight, Miyamoto Musashi became stronger and wiser. However, his pursuit of excellence was not limited to martial arts alone. He studied other fields of knowledge: philosophy, art, literature. He strove to understand the world and himself, and each new knowledge brought him closer to this goal. In the course of his travels, Musashi came to realize that true mastery is not only in the use of the sword, but also in the ability to use it with wisdom and justice. He realized that his path is not only the path of a warrior, but also the path of a person striving for harmony with himself and the world around him. Part 3: Meeting Death. One day during his travels, Miyamoto Musashi met his older rival, a samurai named Sekigahara Todoroki. It was an event that changed his life and determined his fate. Sekigahara Todoroki was a legend known for his impeccable skills and undisputed authority among the samurai. Meeting him was for Musashi not only a test of his swordsmanship skills, but also a battle with his own fears and doubts. The fight was long and withering. Each blow was executed with deadly precision. But Miyamoto Musashi did not give up. His spirit was unshakable, and he continued to fight despite fatigue and pain. He deflected every blow with strength and flexibility, but his opponent was strong and the fight was even. Hours turned into days, and days turned into weeks. Both warriors were exhausting their strength, but they did not give each other a single chance to win. In the end, Miyamoto Musashi won, overcoming his fears and doubts. And at that moment he realized that his strength lay not only in his swordsmanship, but also in his fortitude and endurance. It was a turning point in the life of Miyamoto Musashi. After this meeting, he realized that he had reached the peak of his skill. But instead of stopping, he decided to move on, striving for new heights and new achievements. Part 4: Legacy of the Legend. After defeating Sekigahara Todoroki, Miyamoto Musashi became not only a great warrior, but also a teacher and mentor for young samurai. He realized that it was his duty to pass on his experience and wisdom to the next generation of warriors so that they could continue his work. He opened his own martial arts school, where he passed on his knowledge and experience to young students. His school became a center of learning for those who sought true mastery and spiritual perfection. Students of Miyamoto Musashi came from all over Japan to learn from the great master. He not only taught them sword techniques, but also his philosophy of life. He taught them to be not only strong warriors, but also noble and wise people. And so the years passed. Miyamoto Musashi became a legend. His name was known throughout the country. But for Musashi himself, the greatest achievement was not in his fame, but in the fact that he always remained true to his path and principles. His spirit and sword will live forever in the hearts of those who seek true perfection. His legacy will live on in every student, in every person in whose hearts a spark of his wisdom and kindness has been kindled. And although time will pass, the legend of Miyamoto Musashi will live forever, inspiring and uplifting the souls of future generations.